Hey, good morning, guys. Quick video. I'm going to show you some tools I picked up yesterday. I wanted to do the video yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. Actually, as fate would have it, I got a text from a guy from Craigslist. I run a Craigslist ad, like I've mentioned, and he had a bunch of tools, a whole garage full, as a matter of fact. So I went and handpicked a few out. I couldn't help myself, but I started taking apart this Black & Decker. It's just one of the pieces that was in there. It's an old half-inch drill, high torque. It's got the funny handle in the back and really nice. Show you the front end of it. Really nice piece, and I just couldn't wait any longer. I apologize for that, but I started taking it apart. So before I show you the tools, I'll show you one other thing real quick. So I showed you the before, and this is the after. This is the Black & Decker tap gun, 1/4 inch. This is a unique chuck. It's a Jacobs piece, actually. And as you can see, it cleaned up real nice. I didn't do anything but wipe down the wooden handle. The entire drill was taken apart and cleaned inside and out. The cord was replaced. And other than that, it is in great shape. And it's just a beauty. I'm really a fan of these old Black & Decker pieces. What's unique about this, right, this is a low RPM piece. I believe it's 400 RPM. What's unique about this is that it runs in reverse unless you press down. So that's the reverse mechanism. It just automatically is in reverse unless you apply pressure forward, and then it switches over to clockwise rotation or forward. So really cool. It's a beaut. I think this was $5 if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it was part of that Snap-on haul. And I just threw this cord on it, you know, with this end here. Just, I don't use these tools I restore. I just kind of collect them and, you know, put them on a shelf inside the house. So there's that. I showed you the Speedway. So those are both real quick. I'm getting pretty good at this old tool stuff. So I got the Black & Decker piece. That was, I got everything kind of bundled together. There aren't really individual prices, and obviously, you know, I got a good deal on it all. But I'll show you these pieces here. This was free. This dewalt hammer drill was free. He just had it in there. It had an older cord that was cut right here where my pinky is. And I didn't know if it worked or not. Obviously, the chuck is gone. So what I did is I threw a new cord on it to test it out, and it does run. And it's somewhat older. But I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to throw a chuck on there and see if I can get some use out of it. Obviously, it's got a couple, looks like 1 and 2. And I'm not sure what the top adjustment is, but it's got the handle. That was free. Definitely not going to turn that away. So at some point when I get time, I'm going to take this, clean it up, make the cord a little nicer, put a grommet on there and whatnot. Next, I got this Craftsman 6-inch sander polisher, 3/8 horse, 2-speed. It's older, Sears Craftsman. It does work. It's got the trigger finger, and it has a, looks like they got kind of a thin grinding stone tip. It's almost like a little cutoff wheel. I think it's a little grinding wheel, but I don't know. I'll try to get it with a wire wheel and see what I can do. I like these bigger ones, specifically for the trigger. I mean, it's just better in your hand. And I know that, I'll show you the logo here. I know that Bauer makes a smaller 4.5 inch with the trigger finger, but you can see this is 4 amps. can see the model number and whatnot. So not bad. Pretty much got it, all this stuff for next to nothing. You know, the guy needed money. He had a whole bunch of tools. He had some cobalt boxes. They were pretty banged up though. So I just kind of picked out, like I said, I'm getting more picky, so I just selected what I wanted out of his stuff, and ran out of time, so I'm going to be going back there Friday, most likely. So got this little air tool. That was a freebie. Some stuff he just said take it, you know, but I don't even know the brand of this. Haven't looked at it much. This stuff is all kind of new. Got a Mac Tools pump oiler. Really like this. It's a big capacity. It's got to be a 12 ouncer, roughly 10, 12 ounces. Probably maybe thinking 12. So very nice. And I checked out the innards. It's got all the components in it. As you know, I collect these oiler cans, and I like the Mac stuff. So that's all there. It's a nice piece. I'll probably wipe this up and just keep it inside with my other oiler cans. Ironically, I don't use any of the oiler cans I have, although I mean to. Okay, so we got the oiler can. Boom. I got a couple of sledge heads for free he threw in. We got a 3-pound. Can't really make or mark on that one. And then this is a, what is it, 8-pound? Yeah, this is a True Temper USA 8-pounder. Obviously, we need handles, so I'm going to try to find some big replacement handles and throw these with my sledge collection, which is ever growing. When I find decent sledgehammers, I pick them up if the price is right, you know, because this stuff can go for big bucks. And I got this, my biggest sledge, I'll show you real quick. My biggest sledge is this. And I picked this up at a garage sale for $1. Actually, as an estate sale. They were, yeah, this is a USA made and a 16-pounder. But they had an estate sale. It must have been, I don't know the circumstance, but they had everything there half off when I showed up. So I got that. I got a bunch of other stuff. I think I did a video on it, but I got the old little Kennedy tackle box. So we got the sledges. I picked up this, I'm not sure if it's called a sickle or whatever, but this is a Craftsman. It's older, as you can tell. It's got a nice shade of green, nice wooden handle. Those are rivets, and pretty cool piece. I'm gonna take it apart, clean it, and repaint it. As a matter of fact. And I'm going to take the edge and get that nice and shined up and leave the edge bare metal. And then paint the rest, and I'll probably go with green to keep with the factory look. But nice piece. Very cool. Really like this. So I saw it. I pretty much wanted it. And I saw the Craftsman name. Anything older Craftsman, I'm into it. You know, I don't like this stuff now. Like I said, I walk right by it at Lowe's. But this guy... Actually, I should share with you, has a whole bunch of tools, and he actually has one of those older, if you remember when the Craftsmans, and they probably still do, but the older USA-made Craftsmans that came in the big plastic cases. So he's got a big set. It's got the 1/2-inch ratchet, 3/8 ratchet, and quarter ratchet. Million different sockets, all the wrenches. It's a complete set, and it's like new. I don't think it's ever been used. But he wanted $100 for it, and obviously I'm not going to pay that. So I might shoot him an offer of $50 Friday when I go see him. But we'll see what happens. So moving right along, I got this old Starrett 25-foot tape. And it works great still. It's got a little bit of reddish paint. It almost looks like rust, but it's not. But it still locks. Everything else. Anything with a Starrett name, I tend to grab it. So it's a nice piece. Okay, these are I got the grips removed from these, but these are fencing pliers, and these are actually old Crescent USA, and I'm in the process of cleaning them up, so that's why the grips are off. So they'll go back on at some point. And I got these older Klein, where is it? wire strippers, USA made, and 1001 is the model number, and a lot of rust, so I'm in the process cleaning these up. It's got some pitting there, which is a damn shame, but anything Klein, I pick it up and I collect it. I use this stuff a lot. I got 3 of Craftsman USA adjustable wrenches. One of them I have sitting in PB Blaster because the wheel is kind of jammed up. But I got 2 8-inch and a 10-inch USA made. I think I have the 6-inch in the house, but I grabbed these older USA Craftsman pieces. You know, these are probably a small fortune at Sears back when Craftsman's kind of day there. So got the Craftsman wrenches. Got a Williams USA, and we got 1/2 inch on one side and 9/16 on the other. And this is a ratcheting piece. Now I don't know. I haven't really messed with this too much, but I am hoping that this comes out. I tried giving it a little whack and it didn't come out right away, but I haven't really had a chance. I don't know why you would want this and not the open end there, but you know, for a 1/2 inch nut or bolt head or 9/16, 2 common sizes. Williams is a good brand, USA made. I snagged that. It's in great shape. Works great. Okay. I got a variety of ratchets. I guess I'll grab all of them at once. Ready? There's another one. Okay, so I got 4 ratchets. The first one is an Armstrong 3/8 drive. 11-903. I have this in the 1/4 inch as part of my collection, so I picked up the 3/8 to go with it. USA made. It's a nice piece. One of your standard Craftsman teardrop 1/4 inch ratchets in good shape. Really like these old. These are the older Craftsman. This is a 1/4 inch USA made, of course, and then I got this Napa USA piece because it's similar to the Craftsman. It's got some real heavy knurling on the handle there, but it's very similar, as you can see, with the Craftsman. So I figured the parts might be interchangeable if there's ever an issue with either one. But I have this. I have another one of these 1/4 inches in the house, so I grabbed it. I just like that style. Although they're very hard to work on, they're a pain in the ass. I remember getting frustrated with it before, so got a brass automatic punch. Got 2 mini Phillips SKs. There's a set of these mini Craftsman. I don't know if they're considered ignition wrenches or whatnot, but there's a whole set of the Craftsman. You can see all the sizes. Oh, yep, ignition wrench set. So, yeah, they're almost like a chrome plated, but this is USA Craftsman. There's the whole set of Craftsman, and there's also a couple of, I'll show you. I know, one of the guys I follow on, YouTube, Dano, did a video on a small snap-on wrench, and I wanted to tell him in the video, I think I got you beat, because I'll show you these 2 snap-on here, but we got the Bonnie USA, and this is a 1/4 inch. Alright, Dano, and these are the snap-ons I'm talking about here. We got, let's see here, the one's got 5/16 and 9/32, and the other is 11/32 and 3/8. So little mini snap-ons that were in the Craftsman set. So I grabbed those. I didn't get all of what I wanted. I kind of ran out of time in daylight. This guy had a huge barn and garage, and I guess when he moved in, a lot of the stuff was still in the garage, and he's needed money, so needed to free up some space and needed money. So I got this tap wrench here. Just a decent tap wrench. Grab that. A couple of Mac Tools screwdrivers. Got the where is it? It's hard to make out, but you can barely see it there. RJR 6A, and then the Stubby Phillips P212XA. Great shape. So I'll grab the two Macs. And a couple of Snap-on. There's a black Phillips number 2 stubby, older, and a Torx, and I think this is a T20. Yep, T20. Snap-on T20, Snap-on Phillips. Throw those in the collection. I got a bunch of little Snap-on older pieces. Yeah, as I said, I don't ever buy Snap-on stuff new. If I get it used, I'll get it, but I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like one of these guys that's hasn't had Snap-on. I like the stuff, but I think it's ridiculous, their prices, so I don't get it unless it's secondhand. Okay, so I got some Craftsman snap ring pliers, and these are definitely older, but they're pretty nice, and they're unique in that they have this. I'm not quite sure what the hell you would do with this, but if you press, make a liar out of me. If you press this, that'll slide out. This will slide over, and I suppose you could shift it down. I'm not quite sure why you would want to mess with that at all, but older Craftsman, I simply had to have them. I like the mechanicalness of them, and all it says is warning, wear safety glasses, and it's got the patent number. Okay, so another set of Kleins. These are the Klein Curves. I like the handles on these. They're soft. Just standard wire strippers. I don't think these are much. These might be $20 brand new. This is a current model, if I'm not mistaken. They have this at Home Depot, but I grabbed it, threw it in the bundle. A set of Klein linemans to go with my collection. I have 3 or 4 other pairs, probably more. But Klein linemans are $35-$40 brand new, and I used them exclusively as I worked as a commercial electrician, and I put them through the ringer. Never had any problems. They were great. So big fan of them. They're definitely tried and true, and I grab them when I see them. A couple of channel lock pieces here. We got the I guess you'd call them wire cutters, and then you got the diagonals. And I'm in the process. These were kind of rusty, so I popped the grips off on them and I wire wheeled them. But you can see the rust is still working its way out on the pin there. I didn't have all day to sit here like this, but I did get a lot of it out. Now they kind of open on their own, so decent. So I feel like oh yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple things here, but we got a couple more pieces. Got a big hammer collection. I'm a big fan of hammers. I like them all. This is a Vaughan bricklayer hammer, 16 ouncer. Doesn't look like it has much use, and it's got a little blue paint on it. Decent handle. This is pretty good shape. This must be a somewhat newer hammer, but I like the style of it. Very cool. I guess you'd pry on brick with this end, but so decent. And then last, I got a 1/2-inch breaker bar. This is a Williams piece. S40. Got a pretty good collection of breaker bars. And I hit it with the Dremel, with the wire wheel and whatnot in there, and I kind of played around with it, trying to get some of the rust freed up. I don't dare mess with that pin. But it's got a little bit of damage on the knurling, but you know, it's cosmetic. It is what it is. I still like it. It's beefy. It's got a good sized handle, and then it's got the half-inch drive on the bottom, like a lot of them do. So, let's see. I know there's more stuff. Yeah, so I got a welder as well, and I'm going to show you in a second. I'm just trying to, I feel like there's more stuff here. I guess if I find anything else, I'll show you in a later video, because I feel like there's more stuff. But again, I didn't pay much. This is all next to nothing. I didn't beat them over the head on the price, but again, you know, I'm buying my stuff at a good price, as you know. Otherwise, I'm not buying it. So. One sec here. Let me see if I can find some stuff to show you. I got a lot going on in here. Showed you all that. Speedway. Yeah. Yeah, I brought out a couple. I guess I can show you a couple of these. I got about 20-25 rigid pipe wrenches. And I'll just show you a couple that I brought out. This one is nice. It's 14-inch, and it's got an angled head. You can see I cleaned it all up. USA made. This is a nice piece. Great shape. And then this one here, I think, is from the 40s. It's original black paint, and it's got the original logos semi-intact. Copywritten date is 1937, but I think these came out in the 40s, so they're also a 14-inch. And one day I'll go through and I'll show you the whole collection, but you know, I got about, like I said, 25 various pipe wrenches, all different styles. But I'll show you the welder real quick and we'll call it a day. Man, I tell you, I got my hands full in this garage. Sheesh. We just have a lot going on. All right, so I'm going to pick the welder up and throw it on the bench. And we'll take a peek. Oh, I'll tell you what, this thing has definitely got some weight to it. All right, so hopefully it's in frame. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so this is Sears 20100 wire feed welder. What confuses me is that the guy, first off, the guy bought this from somebody else. I don't think he knows much about welding or this welder in particular, because I had asked him initially if it did flux core, and he said no, it's MIG only. But on the front of it, right here, it says used with flux cord self-shielding welding wire / C owner's manual. So, so I didn't bother bringing it up. But anyways, I paid $50 for the entire lot. That's for the welder and all the hand tools, and the power tools, mind you. I got the Black & Decker drill, dewalt hammer drill, and the Craftsman grinder. So a total of $50. This bad boy here, arc volts 18, 20% duty cycle. This is model 117-032. You know, I don't know much about it. I know it's an older piece. Now, I had two of the Craftsman, newer Craftsman welders, and they were real small. They were like real hobby welders. This one is a little beefier. It's definitely bigger. It's got some weight to it. Uh, Everything works fine on it. It's got a it's all there, you know. I tested it out and amazing, you know. So $50 for the whole lot. Let me show you the it's got it's got a Tweako torch. I guess you'd call it a torch. So, and it's got a pretty decent size. A lot of times you buy a welder and you want to upgrade the ground clamp. I have the Harbor Freight Flux 125, and I bought a bigger ground clamp for that. The one that came with it was kind of cheesy, but this thing is, you know, it's in rough condition. Obviously, I'm going to clean that all up, but it's pretty beefy. It's got a ton of clamping force. They got this thing wrapped in electrical tape. I don't know why, but I'm gonna I'm gonna clean that all up, and I'm gonna make sure that it's wired in there nice, and clean all the metal right up. Grind off all the. I'll tell you, that stuff should come off pretty easy. I don't know how do you own something and get that all over and just leave it like that? I don't understand that at all. But yeah, a decent little unit. I'm gonna give it a whirl. Hopefully it works good. I know I don't have any problems at all with my Harbor Freight, a little Harbor Freight piece that I bought. You know, I was in the market for a welder before I got that, and I wanted to get a Hobart, but that was $500, and I talked myself into getting the Harbor Freight one, and I'll show you that real quick. As a matter of fact, let's angle this over. Get this thing in the frame. Okay, there she is. Chicago Electric Welding Flux Welder. Huh. So that thing right there, I'll tell you what, I've used it quite a bit, and it's paid for itself. Obviously, I paid $90. I paid $90 after the 20% off. I think it's ordinarily a $120 for the welder. And then I paid $30 extra for a 2-year warranty. I have about a year and change left on the warranty. And the guy told me if it gets a scratch on it, bring it in and we'll give you a new one. Or you can upgrade to a better or different unit if you choose to. Obviously, I paid the difference. So what I'm going to do is, right before my 2 years are up, I'm going to swap that out for a brand new one and go from there. But that thing has held up well. It hasn't given me any trouble ever. I've only hit the duty cycle once on it. But I figured I'd grab this one, you know, $50 for all the tools and that. Pretty good deal. So, anywho, that's it. I got a little bit of work to do, and then I'm going to get some sleep. I got to work tonight, and then I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday nights. So I'll be sure to be out here. I'll be out here a ton, and I'll be doing a lot, and I'll definitely throw up a video for you guys. Appreciate you as always. Hope you have a great day. Thanks.